it's a little wild and a little strange when you make your home out on the range. So start your horse and come along, because you can't get a ride if you can't hold on. That is science. This week, saddle up, pards. What's a pard? I don't know. It's Wild West week. I become the super ultra sexy hero that I've always been inside in Rising Zan, the Samurai Gunman. Nikki gets buried with her money in Sunset Riders. And Cody gets blindsided by a surprising twist. An actually fun game with wild guns. All this and Xenoblade with Buttrock. It's rock for your butt. It's Cartridge Blowers, episode 120, Dead Dog Revolution. Only in writing this hilarious intro that began with the lyrics to early Nickelodeon dramedy, Hey Dude, did I notice that they actually ask you to, quote, start your horse? How do you start? Actually, I am good. Let's start the show. I don't want to know.
YNIN's Cartridge Blowers, starring Cody Coleman, Nikki Wright, Matt Crua, and no one else. Cartridge Blowers. Hello everybody, and welcome to YNIN's Cartridge Blowers, the show where we give video games a second chance to make a first impression. I'm Cody Coleman, and with me as always is Nikki Wright.
Hello.
And Matt Crua.
Namaste.
And still me. This is the show where in the second half we go over video games based around a theme. And this week we're playing games that are country western themes. Not like country western music, but like western cowboy stuff. Okay. And not just like...
There's like a line dance version of DDR that might exist.
Dude, I'm sure something like that exists somewhere. Yeah, there we go.
Go back to 2002.
It's Dead Dog Revolution.
Holy shit! Right on. Yeah. So that's our $1 million idea. Stay tuned to the second half, and you can
where we presented to the sharks.
Yes. But if you're watching us. If you're watching us after the fact on our YouTube channel, as you can every other Friday, you can skip ahead to that part by clicking in the timestamps in the description below. If you're watching us live, as you can kinda every other Friday, you can just sit there and watch us. You know,
weep openly.
Yeah, you can.
The glory
that we are.
On YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway, you can see the stuff in the lower right-hand corner right now. That's where you need to go. But before we get to all that stuff, why don't we talk about the things we played during the week? Guys, anything?
We all played Mario Odyssey. Don't even ask.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much all I played. Yeah.
I think we're at different points though, right?
Yeah. Matt's 4,000% completed it.
Yeah, I have 4,000 moons. I have taken all the moons and I've created a third moon that I am going to now build a small house on. And so I've unlocked the city building simulator.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so now I'm going to make sure a bunch of little rabbits and a bunch of little toads get along, but they're not gonna. And yeah, eventually I'm just going to unleash like Bowser on the city. You just press a button.
Yeah, man. That's
your advisors say you will regret this, and I don't even care. I did beat. So spoilers, I suppose, for Super Mario Odyssey. After you beat the game, you unlock the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
And then after you get some more moons, you unlock the dark side of the moon.
Yes.
And then after you get some more moons, you unlock the darker side of the moon.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a billion moon levels. They just didn't want to have to design a whole new place. They just
Well, the darker side of the moon is barely moon themed. So this is not a spoiler, Cody.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right.
That's fine.
I don't think it counts. All right. So have you done the dark side of the moon yet?
I have unlocked it. I have not beaten it yet, though.
Okay. Have you attempted it?
Yeah, I went to it, and it looked like I had to beat all the rabbits again. And
Yeah, it's a boss rush with all the brutals, and they're all harder this time. But that took me a couple tries to get. But the darker side of the moon is, you know how in Super Mario 3D World, when you beat everything and got like almost 100% completion, there was Champions Road.
God damn it, yeah.
Welcome to the darker side of the moon.
Oh, god damn it.
It's one really long level that you got to do in one straight shot, and it's amazing.
Oh god. Is it as hard as Champion Road?
I do not think it is as hard as Champions Road.
Okay, that's good.
I think that it is difficult. It took me probably about an hour of kind of, grinding through it and getting to certain points and learning the stage.
Yeah.
But it's a really fun level. It's really good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Super Mario Odyssey turns out still a very good game. 3-4 weeks later. So
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, like I'm still enjoying it. I beat the story, which honestly, like if I didn't want to collect as many stars as I could before I left a place, well, just a whole lot of stars before I left a place, you could beat that story pretty quick.
Sure. Yeah. No, speed run right now is at around an hour, like
1 hour 8 minutes. And
yeah, a little over an hour.
Wow, right on. Yeah, but if you want to do everything, 999 fucking moons, man. That's a lot of moons. That's a lot of stuff.
The 100% speed run last I checked was at 17 hours.
Wow.
No thanks.
Yeah. No, I'm good not needing to speed run.
That's a real improvement though, considering the last world record was 22 hours.
Nice.
I would hope that a complete darker side of the moon is some kind of category, because it's not quite 100%, but you have to do a lot to be able to unlock that level.
There's like a 253 moon category and like a 503 moon category.
Okay.
Right on.
All right. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's speedrunning that game will be very interesting to watch, because I watched a speedrun recently all the way through. It was an hour or something, and man, there's some neat tech going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool movement in this video game.
Ridiculous.
For sure. God, he skipped have you gotten a new donk yet, Nikki?
I know what I have not,
Okay.
but
I know. Yeah. I just wasn't.
bought a channel, so I in speedruns.
Gotcha. So at the very beginning of New Donk, when you get there and it's raining, there's a you got to take the telephone pole to get to the ground. Dude just jumps it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he just jumps the whole thing and skips like a whole huge section. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right?
You're amazing.
Cool deal, man. There's one mini game, like I forget exactly where it is, but you go into like some place and there's like an underground like car racing mini game. Yeah, I tried so hard to beat your top score, Matt. I could not fucking do it.
It's really fun.
I spent like an hour and 15 minutes. Like, I need to beat Matt. And I got close, but I couldn't beat Matt. And then like the first Koopa race, I beat your score like first try.
Yeah, you can probably beat me at some Koopa races, because I didn't really optimize those or anything.
Yeah.
I just got the moon and I was out of there.
Yeah.
But for the car racing thing, I kind of I kept grinding until I did my best.
Right on.
So to beat me on that one, you'd have to try a little harder.
Your best was a little bit too good.
I understand. I still haven't gotten 100 in the jump rope though.
Oh really?
Really?
Yeah, I can't. It's hard.
I haven't either,
I didn't
honestly.
even ability to mash the button at the right time.
Yeah, I got 100 in the volleyball minigame real easy, but
I heard that's a pain in the ass.
It was simple. You can kind of cheese it.
Really?
It's not really cheesing it. It's just like, so turn on 2-player mode, and then just control Cappy instead of Mario, and Cappy is just much faster.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't played 2-player mode yet.
It's interesting. I would love to see a speed run with 2-player mode just because you would have to be completely mind melded like Pacific Rim style to be able to do it. I don't really understand how you're supposed to do a lot of the cool movement that we've been talking about with this game with 2 players because Cappy can just send you to hell. Just at any time.
How does the 2-player work? Are you playing as Cappy?
One person is Mario, one person is Cappy.
What?
And Cappy just has freedom of movement around the screen that Mario gets to freely run around the world in. And so Cappy just goes wherever and does whatever, and
wow,
it's ridiculous.
That sounds insane, honestly.
Yeah, kinda. It is. I haven't played too much of it just because I don't like. It's fun, especially to mess around with. I don't know that it's completely playable. But I like it, for what it is.
Right on. So Nikki, you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm having a really great time just trying to get all the movement tech down. I think it's just, I don't know, they took it to a really fun place, and it's exciting.
Yeah, man, and you guys are very much right. It is very much Super Mario 64 too, right down to the paintings.
But and the camera is way better.
Basically, it's
major improvement.
What if we made Super Mario 64 with modern video game technology?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Guess what? We have 2 sticks now. What? Crazy. Like, in fact, and I'll talk about this in my game that I played today, which I guess spoiler alert, viewer. I play a PlayStation 1 game that is it's a 3D PS1 game that is pre-Dual Shock.
Oh no!
And so the camera is entirely controlled by using L1 to center it behind you whenever it gets stuck somewhere.
Oh no!
Oh no! It's a little rotten. But Mario Odyssey's camera is very good.
Yeah,
very good.
All right. Well, we've talked about Mario Odyssey to death, I suppose. Did we play anything else worth talking about?
I've kind of like gone back to some older stuff this week.
Yeah.
That I had dropped. I picked up Picross again for the Switch.
Nice.
And I'm trying to finish that since I've only got probably about like 20 more puzzles to do. But I'm in the harder sections where they are like 25 by 25 squares, and so those take around like 8 or 9 minutes to pad out, and so it's a time sink, but it's fun. And then I have to do the Mega Picross mode, which is something newly introduced to this game. And I haven't really done too much of it yet, but I plan to 100% that. That's a fun puzzler. You just kind of pick that up whenever. And then I guess on cell phone, I am. Oh no! I was gonna show it and I dropped it, and now it's dead. Oh no! What did I do? I'm playing Final Fantasy. You can't see that at all.
I can see the word tutorials.
Can you? Okay, cool. It's Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay.
Which I've had for a while, and every now and again I'll start it and play like the first battle and realize, man, do I want to start a new game of Final Fantasy Tactics? Because it is kind of a commitment. But I kind of want to start a new game of Final Fantasy Tactics. But that will change. In fact, I was really tempted to pick up Skyrim for Switch because it's getting really great reviews as being probably one of the best console ports, if not the best.
Nice. That's awesome.
And like, there's a large part of me that's like, man, I kind of wouldn't mind playing Skyrim again. There's a lot that I never did in that game, despite sinking hundreds of hours into it. But there's Xenoblade coming out, and we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But, so my RPG, and plus I want to start streaming a different RPG on Twitch very soon. So.
Which one, or is it a surprise?
It's not a surprise because I haven't decided entirely yet. It might be Xenoblade 1 on Wii, and I might do something more PS1 era. I'm not sure. We'll think about it. There's time.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you want to talk about, Matt?
No.
Nikki?
Not really. Matt suggested that I download a game called Word Cookies.
Okay.
And I did.
What is this?
It's just like a basic like word puzzle game where they give you like a bunch of letters and you have to figure out as many words as like combinations of the letters that they give you. And
Right
it's
on.
fun. I mean, I made it through like halfway before I uninstalled it.
Yeah, understandable.
Just because like, they give you a list or a certain set of words that you can create. And I was like, oh, here's this word and that word. And it was like, that is a word and good job for finding it, but it's not the word we want.
Right. So you get like bonus points or whatever.
Right.
And I don't know that they mean anything.
They don't. You just get more coins, which help you get hints.
But I don't ever use them. I never used any hints.
Right. And so it was like, it was fun, but I was able, when you're able to find like more words than they want, and then you're like, okay, so hang on, let me really think about like what they might want. Just, it got old about halfway through. So I was like, I really want to get to, like, I got to like 6 like letters available. But then I was like, this is kind of, it got samey after a while. So I was just like, that was fun while it lasted.
Right on.
But I really enjoyed it. I like, word puzzle games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, language is a big thing for you. So, yeah, that's perfect. Right on. Anything else?
I ended up installing this other learn a language game, but I'm probably going to uninstall it because it's bad.
Oh,
How's it bad?
Basically, it's just, it's sort of like a matching game. So it kind of expects you to know the words already.
Okay.
And it's interesting, and sure, I'm learning how to memorize words, but
Gotcha.
Yeah.
it's not like, I don't know. It's an interesting concept, but I don't know that it's executed very well.
Well, that's too bad.
It's okay. There will be others.
Oh, definitely. Right on. I pretty much just played Odyssey. I did pick up a mobile game, and I've been playing a little bit of it.
What are we all using our phones for? What happened to us?
Right? What the hell?
We are millennialing very hard.
Man, this week. I'm playing the South Park Phone Destroyer game, which is... It's okay. It's a game where you get these you get cards and you level up the cards, and then you drag your characters into the map, and then they battle for you and try to keep you from dying, and you can choose when to activate their special power, and you can choose where on the map they go, how to best defend you. And if you like South Park, it's a fun little time waster. I mean, it's interesting. Bye, Gracie. I actually could see you this time. I just couldn't talk. I'm sorry. But yeah, so you drag it into the field, and they do the thing, and it feels weird because it's a freemium game, and they recently did an episode where they talked about the evils of freemium games.
Yeah.
And how they prey on people with addiction problems.
South Park being kind of hemming and hawing on a message? That's weird. That never happens.
Yeah. Though I will say, for a freemium game, it's pretty good. I have never felt the need. I mean, also I don't play it that much, but I've never felt the need to spend any money. Like, I don't feel blocked in any way. And they give you free packs of cards like every 4 hours as opposed to every 24 hours. So they're giving you free crap all the time. So like, as far as freemium games go, it's all right. But still, it still feels a little weird. I don't know.
Have you played Fractured Butthole yet?
Not yet.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things, but
Yeah.
I think from people who weren't going into it expecting like the world, they're like, yeah, it's a good game, and people who are like, this needs to be like 4,000 times better than Stick of Truth, which was already a very good game, they're disappointed. Which, I'm not terribly surprised. But yeah, no, I've been told I'm not allowed to buy it until after Christmas. So I feel I'm probably getting it for Christmas, but we'll see. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Why don't we take a stop into the new crap for a little bit and talk about one or two things, and then we'll play some games. So really everything I feel worth talking about this week comes, or in the next 2 weeks, comes out on December 1st. And that is Soma for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And Matt, you had something to say about that.
All right. So Soma is it's a very well-reviewed horror game from a couple years ago. And I'm not super big into the modern psychological horror, jump scares trend. But here's what's interesting about this. The new version of Soma that's being ported is coming with a no scary things mode.
Wait, what?
For people who want to experience the story but don't want to be scared.
Okay.
And so you turn on no monsters mode and nothing bad ever happens. You just walk through the story.
What a weird concept.
Yeah, that's an odd choice.
I thought that was a really strange concept as well. I get it. I think it's for people with anxiety and stuff. But
typically you don't buy horror games.
Right, yeah. If horror games freak me out, I'm probably just gonna not buy horror games, and that's okay.
Yeah. And not take out the thing that makes them what they are. So.
Right. With the horror.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's just the walking simulator, right? I think.
All right, cool.
But yeah, that's the interesting part about Soma.
There you go. It's a horror game for people who don't like horror. So, so there you go. Okay. The next thing, which was the thing Matt was most excited to talk about, is Xenoblade Chronicles 2 comes out for the Nintendo Switch.
All right. So I'll probably be talking about this whenever the next episode is, I would assume, because it is a new RPG from Monolith Soft, who is now owned by Nintendo. They made Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii, which was, in my opinion, the best RPG of that console generation.
Okay.
It's Xenoblade Chronicles 1 had really fantastic style, art, the music. We're gonna get to that. Voice acting, and just a lot of really cool stuff to do. So much to do that it's maybe impossible to do everything and not lose all of your social connections in the world.
All right.
And then Xenoblade Chronicles X came out on the Wii U, and it kind of sucked.
Really?
Yeah, they got a different composer, some different people behind it. They made it look far more anime than before. And it had some cool ideas in that, you rode around half the game in a mech, but you didn't get the mech until halfway through the game. And so you got to go through the first half to get to the fun part, which is an unfortunate design choice, I feel. But with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Nintendo Switch, a lot of the old stuff from the Wii version is back. You've got the same composers, a lot of the same artists and developers, and a lot of the battle system seems similar as well. As far as the story goes, it's JRPG trash. So they're all the same. You're the chosen boy and or girl, and you must stop the world from getting blown up.
That sounds fairly common.
Yeah, and this one, basically, you have a party of 3 people, and then each of those 3 people is paired up with 3 blades.
Okay.
And blades are living people who are also swords.
Oh. All right.
And they turn into swords. And so as you're fighting, you can switch between your 3 blades, who are also people but also weapons, and do different combo moves. Try and get combo chains up and unlock different other specials. It's a very interesting looking combat system, and I hope it's fun. But here is why I'm the most excited about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Is that Xenoblade Chronicles, I told you the composer changed between Xenoblade Chronicles and X. X's soundtrack was more kind of ambient, but like with weird vocals that kind of took you out of the scene. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was just rad butt rock. It was just guitars and like crescendos and just everything you want out of
like Sonic music.
Cheesy music. Well, okay, so you don't have to watch the video, but you need to play the sound, Cody. I added it to the watch together.
Okay, all right.
So I have 3 songs we could look at, but let's just look at one.
Okay.
For the sake of time, I suppose.
Sure.
And so this is just a theme that plays when you fight a unique monster. So there's monsters in the world that you can hunt.
Okay.
And some of them will appear only one time in the entire game. And this song will play when you fight them.
Okay. Oh, man.
Yeah!
Yeah! I feel the energy.
Dude, right?
I'm pumped to go fight a dragon right now. Holy shit.
Dude, like, this is what RPG music should be. I should have like thrilling guitars and like I just need like horns and like da 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 and like I want monsters to die by my hands right now and like
so yeah. Anyway, that's the stuff coming out that we think is worth talking about. Why don't we move forward into actually playing our games? All right, so like I said at the beginning of the episode, this is Western games, cowboys having a little adventure on a horse, and that's what we're going over this week.
I don't know that we're having adventures on horses.
Hold on, wait. Oh my gosh, I'm on a horse. This is great.
Yeah, that's very convincing movement too, Matt.
Thank you.
You're
hold on,
very good at it.
Hold on, I've got oh no, you can see I'm not holding reins.
No! Oh no, you ruined the illusion.
The prestige.
Anyway.
I love you so much.
Matt, you're up first.
Oh no, it's me? Okay. So my game is a game that I first came in contact with probably 15 years ago.
Okay.
And I saw it on an episode of X-Play.
Oh,
which
wow.
A lot of people probably don't remember, which was a video game review show from BC. I ended up finding a copy of this game, like randomly, I think, at a convention. And I was like, yeah, I think I want to play this because the way the X-Play talked about it made it seem kind of neat. If not, like it. I had at one point in my life, I had a collection of goofy PS1 games. That was the collection.
Okay.
I wanted PlayStation 1 games that were silly, and so I had games like Incredible Crisis, if you've ever heard of that, Irritating Stick, One Piece Mansion, stuff like that. Stuff that was just bonkers. And Rising Zan, Samurai Gunman. Is the game that I'm talking about today, and it also fit into that category. Rising Zan, the Samurai Gunman, is an action-adventure game developed by UEP Systems, who is...
Web Systems?
Yeah, they are known for Cool Borders, and Cool Borders 2.
Fuck out of Cool Borders.
Hell yeah. They only made 3 games. They made Cool Borders 1, Cool Borders 2, and Rising Zan, the Samurai Gunman.
They didn't make Cool Borders 3?
They did not. I believe that went to 989 Studios, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
But yeah, so it was published by EdgeTech for the PS1 in 1999. And basically it is a kind of... It's a samurai western. It's got like the vibe of a Western TV show from the 1950s and 60s. And it's even got its own theme song, which you will see and hear in its entirety at the beginning of my video. The storyline is a guy named Johnny. He wants to be the greatest hero in the Old West. And so he becomes the best with a 6-shooter. And then ninjas come to town and almost kill him. And he's like, my 6-shooter's not enough. And so he goes to train with his father's friend in not Japan for some reason. I don't know why they made up a country, but he goes and fights in some fake not Japan country and becomes a samurai. And so he fights with his revolver named Johnny No More and his katana named Demon Slayer. and you can alternate with both attacks. It's in a lot of weird ways. It is a proto Devil May Cry. Because Devil May it always reminded me of Devil May Cry because a couple years later, Devil May Cry came out on PS2, and Devil May Cry is a very stylish game about switching between a sword and a pistol.
Yeah.
This game, you go through all these weird action events. There's some quick time events, which again, this is a pretty early quick time game. And then when you beat a level, you get ratings. The ranks go from weak to neat to cool. To groovy, to wicked, and finally, bitchin'.
Wow.
He has a bar that raises levels, and when he gets to the top, he can execute hustle mode, in which his sword grows to a much longer length, and he becomes super fast. You also get another ranking when you complete certain actions, and these rankings go from chicken to hero to sexy hero to ultra sexy hero, and finally, super ultra sexy hero.
Oh, fuck off. Come on.
That's actually that's the tagline of the game. Rising Zan, he is the super ultra sexy hero. If you beat the game with good enough ratings, you unlock the ability to play as the female sidekick from the game, who has actually her own kind of story mode.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Cool.
But all we're going to see here is we're going to see the intro and the first level.
Okay, cool. Let's watch.
So let's watch Rising Zan.
Once upon a time, a blue-eyed boy from the Old West learned one of
Aw, man.
lessons, that evil was bigger than his gun.
I can hear this sound echoing somewhere.
Mysterious master to the Far East, where he learned the secrets of the
Probably me.
and came back home with the heart of a gunman and the soul of a samurai.
I think it added to the effect, though.
What year did this come out?
1999.
Oh, you can tell.
Like, there is so much weird work put into this, like, cheap game that no one bought.
So
Wow.
can this be your new intro song?
Yeah. Sure, why not?
And there's, like, this big pagoda with tanks on the top. Like, what is this game?
This game is silly as shit. I think it fit your category very well.
Yes. And that old man is voiced by Charles Martinet.
Really?
The voice of Mario. And so, here's our super ultra sexy hero, just slicing multicolored ninjas. Like this should have been an entire like media franchise.
Sounds like that's what they were going for, and it just didn't pan out.
I need to know who sang this. My goodness.
The guy who actually voices Johnny sang it.
Really?
Really?
They had the voice actor to write the lyrics and sing the song because it's a cheaply made game.
Dude, this song sounds exactly like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Dude, right? It's rad. I cut out the opening cinema just for time purposes, but it's pretty funny. Where Johnny comes back and the bartender from his old town recognizes him. It's like, Johnny, you're back. And he's like, I'm Johnny no more, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to kill those stupid ninjas. And then he rushes off like he's the Roadrunner. So you got to have some balls coming here. Get him, you guys. Die.
Is he
Blah,
trying
blah.
to die?
He's sending his minions, which is these dummies.
Oh my god, this is awful.
Wow.
So you can jump.
Wow.
There's one button for sword, one button for gun, and one button that activates special. Triangle does special. So I'm in hustle mode.
Their death sound effect is
Really bad.
disheartening. Yeah.
You can also guard with one of the shoulder buttons. And I found a secret room. There's the guard. You can strafe with the R2 and L2. And then you've got the other one.
That was a big cup.
That is a big gulp, yeah. This game is not great, all right, obviously. But there's a lot to love about it. It's very charming. And like I feel like it's just like a couple years too early. It does all these cool things that other games would eventually do like really well and become super popular. And like also I love that I can shoot a guy in point blank in the face with a revolver and he just doesn't die.
I think this game needs to be remade.
because it's pretty bad. I mean, look,
awful.
You've got some sparse locations here that are very obviously just, I've definitely seen worse PlayStation 1 games.
Oh, for sure. But man, I would love to see this goofy as hell game just remade.
Yeah, I want this to be good. Like,
yeah.
Like, I had fun up until you started playing it.
Which is why I included the intro. So now I can hold L1 and target certain things, and it's a really bad system. You kind of just have to cycle by tapping L1, but L1 also blocks, I believe. So I don't know. And you can kind of hover for half a second if you do a double jump in the air.
Are we to believe that you spinning your sword slowly was enough to keep you jumping a second time? Okay.
So there's a guy who's screaming, "Help me!" And he's up on that totem pole.
Oh, he is in his underoos.
How is he not falling down?
Right?
Gwah, 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 such a crybaby. What? It's me, Rising Zan, the Samurai Gunman. Do you think you are man enough to take me on?
Well, yeah, I'm the Samurai Gunman, dude.
And so he's going to launch more of his dummies at me, and they hit me in the face.
All his minions are made of straw.
For now. These are the level 1 baddies. Eventually, you some of the fights later on are pretty interesting. Level 2 kind of has a blast core vibe to it.
Okay.
And that you're chasing this bomb throughout town, and you have to destroy it.
Cut him down.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Damn it, not bad, kid. These guys are going to rip you a new one. Red ninjas, attack! Not even really bothering to dance around the fact that they're just palette swaps.
Yeah.
So these ones have claws. I also picked up a bullet power-up at one point. You can see I have some limited ammo with it. I don't actually know what the power-up does. If it makes my bullets stronger, or... I was hoping it would make them be able to go through guard, but...
Oh! Hyper mode.
Yeah. I blew them away. I gotta go. Just try and catch me, kid.
Wait, what?
This music is still kind of crazy.
This is the hustle mode music. It's very 90s Japanese game. So I'm gonna jump right in the cannon, and it just smacks me on the ground.
That's bad for your back, dude.
All right, let's try a different cannon. This is fine.
There you go.
Oh no!
It made a Zan-shaped hole in the ceiling. And it was all a trap. This is just Green Ninja Town. So we get some more of this really good fighting, and I'm just gonna go into hustle mode and end this. And they make really good sounds when you hit them. Just, God, imagine if a real person was making that sound at all times.
God damn it.
And you can see some of the problems with the geometry there. It looked like I merged with the counter.
Yeah.
It's really strange looking. This was a budget title. I believe it was like $20 or something when it was released. And it certainly shows.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is 99, so we're 3 years into the PlayStation 1's life cycle, 2 years away from the PS2. Kind of middle of the system's life.
So I mean, yeah, like there were definitely games even before this. I would argue that were just a lot better in terms of everything.
Sure. And I mean, as far as like 3D games go, I never really thought the PS1 did a very good job with them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, now you play like Final Fantasy VII, and you just like trying to walk through the map, like you bump into things that you kind of realize, oh, that's not
sure
the background, that's in the foreground.
I mean, with the Final Fantasy games and stuff like Resident Evil and Parasite Eve, those have pre-rendered backgrounds.
Sure.
But with something like this, where everything is fully polygonal, it just is bad. It was bad then. Like the one big example that comes to mind is Spyro.
Oh yeah.
Spyro it's ugly. It's prettier than this, but
I mean, it would have to be.
So this is a trap. He drops a large comedic bomb in my hands. And this is punishment, Jackal style. They're the Jackal gang, I should mention.
Oh, okay.
And he's just going to use his secret church window passageway because that's a thing.
What the hell is that laugh? Ga.
So now this is an all-button event. I just have to tap every button on the controller as fast as I can to try and get that bar full of blue. And we did
I
it.
have to say, the sound effects in this game, not good.
No, they're really bad.
What are you talking about? I feel like they're very high quality, and I just got a burger, so it's a good game. And look at that. I'm like, where was I standing?
Like, your size seems to fluctuate in relation to
the
your
3D
surroundings.
In this game is tenuous at best. How did you make it past my trap? You handle yourself well, but your time is up. Here's my favorite line of dialogue ever. Gondola power on! So now we're finally at the boss. He's going to drop some barrels at me like it's a Street Fighter bonus game. And I think he's supposed to like hover around the room and keep dropping barrels, but I'm just going to blow up his gondola. Bastards, you destroyed my gondola! You leave me no choice, now you pay. I haven't used this power in a while. Behold, Samurai Spirit Attack. And so now he's just kind of a regular boss. And it looked like he damaged that cage, so I'm trying to get him to bump into it again. But I don't know that he's actually making any collision with it, so I just decided to slice him up.
Good decision.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh no, I'm getting torn up in the corner. Fuck it. Hustle mode. Boom. So now we finish him. And so now we get to perform a fatality.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
So I tap all the buttons as much as I can. And then every boss has their own unique fatality. This one, Johnny kind of splits into 3 and hits him with everything from all sides.
Why can't you split into 3 people during normal fights? It would make
Right.
it easy. Samurai Gunman.
Sliced. Weak. And so I murder him. I slice him in half.
But minimal blood splatter.
And he says smoking. And here's my results. I used the katana 70% of the time because it's way better. And yeah.
Right on, man. So, I wish the game was better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because it looked like it was going to be fun from the very beginning, and then...
Okay, so here's the thing with Rising Zan Samurai Gunman. As with most of those games that I talked about being in my silly PS1 games collection, they're worth playing all the way through one time only.
Yeah.
I'm like one game that stands out from that collection was an FMV game called Fox Hunt.
Okay.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a great game, and that it's terrible. But it's an FMV game on PS1 that's on like 4 discs.
Wow.
And like you watch as Jason London fights terrorists, and it's really, and like it Man, I spent so much time dying in that game. Or Incredible Crisis is actually a legitimately fun game. If you've never played Incredible Crisis, you owe it to yourself to give that a shot.
I have not.
Or at least watch videos of it on YouTube. It has really cool music by the Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra. But yeah, so Rising Zan Samurai Gunman, interesting concept. A lot of love and a lot of heart, but not a lot of backbone there to keep it standing.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, well, anything else you want to say before we move on?
Let's move on to the next game.
Nikki.
So Cody recommended that I play a game called Sunset Riders.
Hell yeah.
And I did.
Okay.
I'm bad at Sunset Riders.
Nikki, you mean to tell me you're bad at a game that requires you to shoot on a 2D plane? That's never happened in the history of this show.
Hey, I mean, you run and you jump and you slide, and unlike real life games, you don't hit the ramp and take a ride. But it's, I guess, Mega Man, Sunset Riders. What's the difference?
A lot. They're not similar at all. Sunset Riders is basically Contra.
Yeah.
I only played for like half an hour.
Okay.
So.
Oh my God, are you going to tell me, you can say that you didn't like Sunset Riders.
No, I liked it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, are you going to tell me it's a bad game?
No, I think it's a good game.
Because these hands.
I'm not good at it.
Okay, all right.
So anything you want to say before we watch your play?
It's a 3-minute video.
Cool.
I'm psyched.
Let's watch Nikki be bad at Sunset Riders.
Okay. Ooh, that sound.
Yeah.
Guys.
Okay, at least you're playing the SNES version, which is the superior one.
Sure. I wanted to be Billy because he has the best outfit.
Sure, of course.
That's pretty much all it boils down to in this game, so.
So once again, to kind of follow up my Xenoblade preview earlier, this game has a kickin' soundtrack.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. There are really cool remixes of just this levels track on YouTube.
Really?
And this level is probably the best track in the game, but a lot of them are pretty good. Oh, you're not doing so bad. I was worried you weren't going to be able to jump between the two levels.
I did have to look up how to do that.
Okay. Do 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 do. Ooh, explosion was good. So this is the SNES version, which is 2 players only. And this is originally an arcade game.
Yeah,
right,
man.
it was. And it was released as an arcade game in 1991, and it didn't come to the SNES until 1992.
Oh god, jump up! That'll do. Oh no!
Now you're on the cows. The bulls. Those
think
bulls
you're doing that
have
bad. Yeah, their head's right in the other bull's ass.
Right.
The bovine.
Maybe the RPG I will stream next is Wild Arms, because I really do love westerns. Just in video game form.
Well, Wild Arms is a great game.
Isn't it though?
I thought about playing a Wild Arms game, and I'm like, RPGs don't really work so well for this show.
Yeah. Wild Arms is maybe I would say, other than Final Fantasy, my favorite series of RPGs in the world.
Really?
Right on.
Because Chrono Trigger is not really a series.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, Chrono Cross is good, but it's barely connected. But the Wild Arms games are just so cool. And this game is really cool too. Oh god! Look at this platforming.
I know, right?
What are you talking about? You were doing fine.
Yeah, you're doing really well.
Give it a second.
You're at the boss. Oh, here he goes. We get the best line of dialogue in video game history.
Oh, it's so good.
You gotta kill him to get the best line. I'm sorry.
I love the voice.
No.
Oh.
It's time for bullet hell. Oh no, you're out of lives?
Yeah.
Oh,
Aw.
this track is cool too. Oh.
All right.
Bummer, Nikki.
It starts you back over at the beginning of the level, and so I was just like, I'm good.
I thought you were doing just fine though. You did really good. Like, did you practice before doing that, or?
I did. I was telling Cody before the show that I had tried playing just on like my keyboard, and that wasn't working. So, yeah, it was really bad. But I hooked up my PS4 controller, and it was much better.
Sure.
I kind of had a feel for what to expect, so that definitely helped. But yeah.
Right on, man.
I mean, I liked it. I just
you are better at this than Mega Man.
No, for sure. Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Just dying on the boss does not make you bad at Sunset Riders.
And I mean, like, I really think Sunset Riders is basically Contra, and Contra games they take a little memorization. You got to know what's coming in order to do well.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know my first couple of playthroughs, I was definitely caught off guard.
For sure, yeah.
And then like trying to figure out like, oh God, what did I assign to jump?
Well, that's important to know in a platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Anything else you'd like to say?
No, it was really fun, and I would definitely play it. Apparently, it's like you get the most fun out of it in like the co-op mode.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Interesting. So.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, all right.
Let's do 4-player Sunset Riders for the next multiplayer week.
Yeah, there we go. So I was gonna. I had originally thought of playing Sunset Riders whenever we mentioned the theme, but I'm like, I have Sunset Riders. I could play Sunset Riders. I said, I've played it though. I played it a lot as a kid. So I said, all right, I'm disqualifying that for me.
Can we stop for a second?
Yeah.
Have I told my Sunset Riders story?
I don't think so.
I have a Sunset Riders story.
Okay.
Okay, it'll be quick. I'll make it quick.
All right.
So, when I was a kid, I really liked Sunset Riders, but I did not own it. And I went to go rent it one day from the video store, and it was gone.
Oh no!
Someone had kept it and did not return it, and I was very sad. However, a friend of mine from school, his name was JJ, and JJ had a copy of Sunset Riders, and he was like, "Dude, let me borrow a game, and I'll let you borrow my game." And I was like, heck yeah. And so I gave him a copy of Contra 3.
Okay.
Right. And then I took Sunset Riders home. And he came over to my house one day and was like, "Ooh, can I borrow this game?" And it was Turtles in Time. And man, this is a lot of Konami games. But and I was like, yeah, sure, but I haven't gotten Contra 3 back yet. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll get that for you." And then when he left, he took Sunset Riders too. And I didn't notice that one.
No.
And he took the Sunset Riders back, and he was going to give me the other 2 games back at school. And then he moved that weekend.
Oh no!
What a dipshit!
What an asshole!
Yeah, so JJ, you owe me 3 SNES games.
You are a piece of garbage.
We ended up rebuying Contra because my dad loved playing Contra with me, but and Turtles in Time I ended up getting a copy of, but not for a while.
Now you're not friends anymore.
I don't even remember the kid's last name, so we can't look him up and murder him. So
it's probably for the best.
You will find your yearbook.
Okay, I do have all my yearbooks. We'll find them, and we'll extract our SNES blood.
All right, so so
SNES blood, Cody.
Yes, so I was gonna play Sunset Riders, but I disqualified myself. I'm like, well, they made another game shortly after this that's very similar called Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Yeah, the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Yeah, so I thought I was gonna play that. But
why didn't you?
It's an arcade game.
Yeah.
So I decided against it, but I found Wild Guns. I'm like, all right, well, I'll give this a shot. And if it's just...
I've heard Moo Mesa is actually better than Sunset Riders in a lot of ways.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Other than, being based on the cartoon show Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Yeah, well, that no one fucking remembers anything about.
It was on the same block with Biker Mice from Mars and Street Sharks on CBS.
Yeah.
Where they were just like, what if animals did crazy shit? The shows.
Well, it worked for him for a long time. But anyway, so I found Wild Guns, and I decided to give it a shot. And if it was just super shit, I'd just not worry about it and find something else. But it's interesting enough that I kept it and kept the footage. So why don't we watch Wild Guns? This game is for the Super Nintendo, and you play Annie or her bounty hunter Clint as they try to get their family's money back or something.
Cool.
So let's watch it.
So this is a Natsume game.
Yeah.
Natsume is normally known for doing Harvest Moon.
Well, Harvest Moon's good.
It's not a Wild West shoot 'em up.
It is not. So I immediately, as soon as this game loads up, you'll see it is. I decided to start out with old Annie here, since it is her family's fortune we're trying to get back. And I didn't think I was going to like it when it first loaded up, based on the type of gameplay that it is. Which you will see right here is you are in the foreground shooting at the background, so it's kind of like a rail shooter.
Yeah.
But you're controlling a person. So you can jump and you can shoot. There's power-ups and whatnot, and there's some of the fortune right there. Then there's this weird tank thing in the Wild West for some reason.
Man, we're really into Wild West tanks today on this show.
And I slowly realize I'm actually having a lot of fun with this game. It's kind of a little bit hard. There's a lot to keep track of. So I have a shotgun now, a spread shot, which makes quick work of this plebeian tank.
Yeah, this seems pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
how's it control? That's really the concern.
Well, I was afraid that the control would be really bad, because anything that would normally have some kind of mouse style movement with a D-pad is not good. But it actually feels pretty all right.
What'd you just do?
So I found out by accident that if you double tap the attack button, you will throw a lasso and freeze whoever it hits temporarily.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I can shoot some hell missile into the air and rain fire down on them. And there is a limit to how many of those you can do.
Sure.
They're the little purple spheres at the bottom. But there is not a limit to how many times you can freeze things with a lasso.
So how come she's trying to get her family's fortune back from Terminators?
I guess the Terminator, instead of coming back to kill people, they just we just want money.
I do enjoy the neon lights that exist.
Yeah,
in this,
right?
1800s era.
With we saw with Rising Zan, and I would say Wild Arms is like this too. And I really like mashing up westerns with other things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like Fireflies is, a good example of that. It's a sci-fi western. Wild Arms is a fantasy western because it's got it's got cowboys, but it's got elves and shit.
Yeah.
And this is another kind of cool. This seems like the westerns. This is Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Yeah. It is. It's kind of I guess it's kind of steampunky, but really I guess it's more just.
It's weird futuristic, but near future. So it really reminds me of the diner that Marty goes to.
Right. So I really dug the style of this game. The gameplay is a lot of fun. There's it's not super easy. Not one hit kills, but you.
What is this boss?
So he's I don't really know who he's supposed to fucking be, but he's just real fucking squirrely and runs all over the place, scared by your bullets. So basically, I found whenever he stops pointing the gun, you need to then jump in one direction or another to not get killed.
Does this game have mouse support?
I don't know. I use the D-pad.
Was that difficult?
No. It was. I thought it would be hell, but it really wasn't. It was
Yeah.
fine.
What the fuck?
Yeah, look at this like fucking mech on the top of this building.
Can you play this game 2 players simultaneously?
I think so, yeah.
Dude, this game looks really cool.
Doesn't it?
Like, I just really dig the style that's going on in this game.
Yeah, man. Alright, so just trying to kill the hell out of this thing. I thought I got it, but I just shot the wings off of it. So
Oh no!
So Annie's dead. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll continue. And I decide I'll choose Clint this time. I'll see if he's any different.
Is there a difference between them?
Not really.
Okay.
Aww.
It makes me start in the first level, though, like the first part of the level, which
Sure.
You know, I'm like, all right, well, I got to play through this again. We'll see how I do.
You do a lot worse.
We'll see. So, those guys in the foreground, you have to basically pistol whip them.
Okay.
So you have to stop shooting so that you can then press the button again and just fucking club them with your gun.
So wait, you have a dive?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you jump while you're shooting, you dive.
Okay. Man.
Like, they got a lot out of this fucking control scheme for a Super Nintendo game.
For sure. So apparently there's a remake of this game on PC?
Yeah, I was reading about it. It got an HD remake not that long ago.
Wild Guns Reloaded. Wonder if it's any good.
I don't know. The Super Nintendo game, I have determined I really like. This game was a lot of fun to play. And I will absolutely play it again.
Like, and like the music seems really cool.
Yeah.
I like the lasso. I don't know that I love the style of gameplay. Like this kind of gallery shooter essentially.
Well, normally I don't. I thought I'd hate it, but really it's fine.
Oh god, he's got dynamite instead of a missile.
Yeah.
And I love both characters like just designs.
Yeah.
I liked Annie's kind of like almost, you know, saloon showgirl.
Yeah.
And Clint's very obvious spaghetti western cape and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've obviously sped this part up.
Sure.
Yeah, like Clint's shot like this thing seems a little slower than Annie's to me. And
Okay.
I don't know if that's just like I'm imagining that because there's more animation to it than Annie's just sort of pointing her gun up and having a thing fly out. But I think I prefer playing as Annie, and I don't know if there's any real reason to back that up.
I think she's just cooler.
She's definitely her design is rad.
Yeah. She reminds me of, and man, I'm gonna keep bringing this series up apparently, the main character of Wild Arms 3.
Yeah. So okay, so we die, but
Bummer.
I'm gonna try again, but I'm gonna just cut ahead to I make it to the boss.
With 2 lives to spare.
Yeah, so I figure I'm in pretty decent shape, right?
So it's not one-hit kills, right? You do have a health bar.
You do have a health bar, yeah. Some things are one-hit kills, but not a lot of them.
God, this thing looks like a freaking Brotherhood of Steel member from Fallout.
I don't know that, but
Okay.
so I can even fucking freeze this thing with a fucking
Oh,
lasso.
why would you do that always?
Well, because you can't do it immediately after they break out of it.
Okay.
So he can do shit like that and, you know, fuck you up.
Oh, go, run, run, run. Oh, God. Huh.
As long as you jump, you're okay. So I remember I have fucking TNT. I have 3 of them.
Yeah.
Mess this guy up.
So I want to make sure I'm out of the way for his animation. And freeze him and shoot him and then freeze him and shoot him.
Man, imagine playing this 2 players. Couldn't one person just focus on freezing and one person focus on shooting?
Yeah, probably so.
That would
So,
be a neat strategy.
I killed that fucker. Yeah.
I killed that fucker.
All right, so
You got your Clint points.
I do. So I thought, all right, well, we'll just see what one of these new levels.
Oh, you
is
get to pick your level.
Yeah, now you get to Mega Man.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Go to like the prehistoric.
How do you, wait, you picked the mine? How do you not pick the train? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. I picked the mine.
Nikki and I both think you made the wrong choice.
But for different reasons.
For different reasons.
So this one,
okay,
you get these.
This looks cool.
You get these little guys up at the top.
Okay. Would they shoot you from there, or would they like,
will,
fly
yes.
in?
They will. And then these guys come in at the bottom in their little mine trains and throw dynamite at you.
Interesting.
And
Those
then
guys like.
so I was focusing on the guys at the top. I didn't notice these guys.
I didn't either.
Come in.
You know what?
What?
Let's talk about Contra again, because this reminds me a lot of the bonus stages in Contra 1.
Yeah, I guess so.
Where you would go for the bases.
I could see that.
Like, it's obviously a different angle and
Yeah.
better graphics, but...
And so I'm dead, and this we're calling it.
Oh.
Oh,
So-
Clint.
That game was hella fun. I
it
loved
was
that
good.
game.
Really cool.
Yeah. I was real pleased that I decided to play this. So yeah, absolutely, I recommend Wild Guns for the Super Nintendo, and you know maybe the remake is good too.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure the remake has better graphics, but the graphics for that were actually pretty good. So
Yeah, no, I dug it.
yeah,
And that was like in the middle of the SNES's life, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
94. So.
yeah, right on. So I don't. I guess Matt gets the shit game award this week, but
Yeah, but
I don't know that anyone necessarily gets the shit game award.
yeah, it's Matt looks like he had the worst game out of the three of us.
for sure. I mean, like, from a gameplay standpoint, purely, my game is definitely the worst.
Yeah.
I think there's stuff to like about my game, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But then again, like, Nikki's game is definitely, I would say, the best game that we saw. I guess I haven't played Wild Guns.
Yeah.
But Wild Guns was really impressive looking.
Yeah.
And surprisingly impressive looking, actually.
Right?
And I don't know. It's good week.
But yeah, so this is the end of the episode. But before we say goodbye, Matt, what are we playing next time?
Sure. So we spent this week, heading out to the prairie and getting along little doggies and other cowboy terms that are said normally. But we're shooting forward right into the Industrial Revolution. Factories.
Okay.
We're playing factory games.
Factory games.
No. The Industrial Revolution is a time of factories, a time of, mechanization, and a time of combustion. Yes, the engine. This is where finally man learned to control the greatest force available. The need
Love.
for speed.
Oh, okay.
We conquered.
I don't know why I didn't pick up on where you were going with that.
We conquered not only velocity, we conquered gravity. Because next week we'll be playing little known or weird racing/flight games.
Okay. All right.
That's cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, I think we've done this once before. I think.
This will be part 2. This will be number 2. Yeah.
Right on. Well, that'll be fun. Okay, so that's what you got for in 2 weeks. Until then, I'm Cody Coleman. With me, as always, Nikki Wright.
Bye-bye.
And Matt Crua.
Astion.
Till next time, don't die. But Matt, what should they do?
They should continue blowing.
I agree. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye forever.